did you say that you actually did photography on the side for quite a while on top of your full-time job?
Yeah, so I did it for about like a year and a half. So at that stage, I was working 4 days a week, and then gradually, as I was sort of making my exit plan, you know, it was like 3 days a week, and then 2 days a week, and then 1 day a week.
Slowly.
Are you getting me?
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's so good. And was that challenging to have to do that, like to balance life and family?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, so I started off doing a lot of free shoots, you know. I did a lot of free portraits of my friends, of their families and things like that. And a lot of people are kind of just free on the weekends. Especially with like outdoor sessions and things like that. You want the golden hour light where, you know, it's most flattering, it's nice and even. So yeah, it was really tough because the weekends are for spending with your family and friends, and a lot of the weekends I was just hanging out with other people's families. But it was just really it took a toll on my relationship with Tom, and like the kids will say that they miss me and stuff like that. So yeah.
I think especially when you're fresh to the business too, a lot of people sort of go way above and beyond.
Absolutely.
And it's really good that you realise that, you put up that sort of barrier so that you're still looking after yourself.
Yeah, because I got burnt out like a lot of the time. You know, it was like emotional, mental and physical burnout. So like I would do, you know, heaps of sessions throughout the week, and then when the weekend came I was like, oh, I have to do more sessions, and this was like on top of my other job as well. And you know, it was like I was always exhausted, and you know, like I got angry at my kids more often. I was very impatient. I was very triggered by anything, and I didn't want to be that type of person. So now I'm actually happy saying no to some things. You know, it's quite freeing to say no. Whereas, say last year, if I'd said no, I would have beat myself up about it, because I was like, you have to get every job. You have to book. But at the end of the day, booking yourself out is going to lead to burnout, and you're not going to be happy, and you're going to be a stress head.
Yeah, I can totally relate.
Yeah,
completely. Yeah, like working the full time, freelancing, and just trying to take all the jobs that you can. Because when you're first starting, it's that balance of doing as much as you can for the experience, but then also giving yourself time to rest and recuperate so that you can do the good work. And it's like that constant battle between the two, and then you do so much to the point that I burnt out as well. And then like you work full time Monday to Friday, weekend comes, you're still working, and then you're just constantly dreading because you're like, oh, I gotta do more work, I gotta design again, and then
it becomes like a job, especially if you were loving it at the start. Like, it doesn't feel like a job, you know, it's something that you enjoy doing. But once you hit that point, it's like...
Start hating it.
Yeah, you start hating it.
And then you're like, you know, do I really hate it, or like what is going on? And you have to like sit there and try to like reflect and like, what am I doing in my life?
Absolutely, so the thing with the weddings is like they take up so much of your day. It's like you need both days of the weekend to recover, because you've got the day where you shoot, you're there the whole day, and then the next day you wake up with this hangover, but like you aren't drunk, it's not from alcohol, it's just like this wedding day hangover where you're just so tired and like you're so exhausted.
Well, you are lugging around like
that's true.
Cameras.
You're like smashing 2 cameras at the same time, like
and you're like running backwards because you're like walking and like shooting. So how important is it for you to do what you love?
It's so important to follow your dreams, and it's so important to challenge yourself, because if you don't challenge yourself, you're never going to grow as a person. And like you said before, like you're always going to have this regret or this sense of what if, or like I should have done that, you know. And life's too short to be unhappy in your job, unhappy with yourself. And I believe you should always be evolving, challenging yourself, doing things that scare you, because 9 times out of 10, once you make that leap of faith, like you're just going to be like, oh, that wasn't so hard, or that wasn't so scary. Like, heck yeah, I did that. And just to be like proud of yourself as well. I feel like a lot of people are just too scared to go out of their comfort zone.